Hello, my name is Ian Gidrich. I am a sound designer for Lost from Beyond, and I was also a co-writer responsible for some of the story, the main part of which was created by Michał Ciastoń, head of the studio Movie Games Lunarium. We're a small team located in Poland, focusing on horror games that are quite a bit on the weird and horny side of the genre. And this is Lost from Beyond M Edition. Right now you're seeing the beginning of the game. We're playing briefly as Amanda Moon, a character that was also present in our previous production, Lust for Darkness. This game takes place in the same universe, but it's a standalone title, so don't worry, you don't have to know Lust for Darkness to enjoy and understand Lust from Beyond. Amanda is currently walking through the land of ecstasy, a world called Lustga. We weren't shy when talking about what inspired this place visually. It's H.R. Giger, no introduction needed I'm sure, and Polish painter Zdzisław Beksiński, who did lots of surreal, macabre images that have an amazing, unsettling vibe about them. Lustga is just one of a few settings in the game. Right now Amanda is transitioning through a portal to our earthly common world. That is, of course, if you can call the headquarters of a sex cult common. The Cult of Ecstasy lives in this fancy mansion and is led by Amanda Moon herself. She's now wearing her trademark mask. The mansion design was inspired by Victorian architecture, something that is very reminiscent of stories by H.P. Lovecraft, another huge inspiration for the game. Also, the Cult of Ecstasy, as the group is called, was found in 1920s, affectionately known as the Roaring Twenties, which is when Lovecraft was creating his stories. Having said that, it's important to mention that the game takes place in a modern world.
My lady.
And here's the first dialogue in the game. This one has no branches, but that's something that will come up later on. If you're curious about characters and lore, you can often ask questions that are not mandatory for the gameplay. And there's lots of lore in this game.
The Vorn lose essence with every second they're outside of their natural habitat.
Then we haven't a moment to waste, Theodore. We must perform the ritual tonight. Prepare the Vorn. I'll call the faithful to meet at the ritual hall.
I'll meet you there.
The current goal of Amanda is to gather cult members for the upcoming ritual. The cult worships a being from beyond our time and space called Lauvabrak. The cult refers to him as the lustful god. Lauvabrak is a god king of Lustga, the place we've seen previously. Eons ago, Lustga resembled Earth, although it was much more advanced technically, and some of its residents were shaped like humanoids.
Faithful,
Good evening, lady.
come quickly to the ritual hall. Tonight will bring us closer to the land of eternal ecstasy.
Yes, my lady.
Eternal seems awfully long. What if we have other plans for our retirement?
Donald, what are you talking about?
Here and now, you may assume a lot of things. But once we all experience eternal ecstasy, your other plans will become meaningless. Get to the ritual hall and be quick about it.
These are the Shackley brothers. There are plenty of fantastical creatures in Lust from Beyond, but they do not belong with them. Shackley brothers are just conjoined twins who happen to be in the Cult of Ecstasy. Two guys with different personalities sharing one body. This does happen, and their look is inspired by actual people with this rare condition.
Faithful, Master Theodore and I are preparing a ritual to locate a new seeing one. Please gather at the ritual hall with haste.
Of course.
This is the dining room. There are several cult members' masks on display here. The masks are very important to the cult, but also in the whole Lust universum. They are a hallmark of Lust from Beyond and before that, Lust for Darkness. Their designs are always unique and serve to emphasize the personality of each cult member.
Seeing ones as soon as possible.
Yes, my lady.
Footsteps, stairs, doors, and other sounds in the cult's mansion were recorded in an actual 19th century mansion located here in Poland. It was very similar to the one in the game, and you can see it in our behind-the-scenes video. The main difference is that it was abandoned. So once it got dark, the experience was something to remember for the rest of my life. Sound designers do not get a lot of recognition for the product, but at least we get to do fun stuff like this.
You must be strong, darling. We are preparing a ritual to find a new seeing one. I know this is hard for you, but I need you to join us.
Of course. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm counting on you. Welcome, faithful. May the lustful god look down upon us in joy.
I'm glad we managed to gather so quickly. I hope that with the help of the Vorna's mucus and Amanda's gift, we will be able to find a new seeing one who will join our cause. Time to begin. Eve Lava Brak.
And it's time for the ritual. I wrote and performed this creepy choir part with a few of my friends. The response from the fans was so good, it ended up being in most of our trailers. Normally the music is handled by composer Draconanet, who also worked with us on Lust for Darkness.
I can feel him. Join us. Seeing one.
This is the intro cinematic, so let's say something about M edition of Lust from Beyond. It tones down erotic and pornographic elements of the original Lust from Beyond to focus more on mystery and horror. It was quite a challenge, but in the end we're satisfied with the result and we don't think that the original vision was compromised. The eroticism is less visual, but it's there because it's inherent to the story. The word lust is in the title for a good reason. And here's the Exhibit A, Mr. Victor Holloway, a man driven by lust and tormented by visions of an alien world.
Huh? The hell was that? I better go check in the back.
From now on we will be in his shoes trying to figure out the whole sex cult alien god thing. And that's no small feat for a regular guy who sells
Mrs.
antiques for a
Hudson's
living.
order, and the deadline's today. Maybe those visions are just some kind of intuition, and I'm not going insane. Maybe.
So as you can guess, this is the calm before the storm. Victor does his mundane everyday tasks. He prepares an order for one of his clients, very pesky Mrs. Hudson.
Mrs. Hudson's order is ready. Now I just have to call her. Oh.
And here's the proof that this is indeed a modern world. Victor writes with a pen, but he has a mobile phone. He's just a young guy that is in love with old things and prefers to use new technology as little as possible.
None with the book, but I did have to battle for the coin. I've also confirmed each item's authenticity for you.
Wonderful. I'll stop by in the morning and pick it up. Oh, and Victor, your grandma would be so proud of you. You gave the shop a brand new life.
Ah, yeah, thanks. That's nice of you to say, Mrs. Hudson.
But, you know, you could bother to dust the place from time to time.
I'll look into it.
Good. Good. By the way, I saw Lily yesterday. I even chatted with her.
So I've heard.
Such a lovely girl. She reminds me so much of your mother.
Mrs. Hudson, if she was anything like my mother, I wouldn't be with her.
Victor, you shouldn't speak like that about your own mother.
You didn't know her like I did, okay?
Well, then, are you and Lily planning to get married?
Mrs. Hudson, I need to go and feed my dog.
Victor, you don't have a dog. I'm talking about the Holy Sacrament while you...
Sorry, gotta go. Mrs. Hudson is the type of antique that I really don't like dealing with. Okay, that's enough work for the day. I just need to close up shop, then I can spend some time with Lily.
Speaking of love, Victor mentioned Lily. Lily's his fiancée. They've been together for about a year, and now he's preparing a date, fearing the setup will be cheesy. It is, but what can you do? I don't think it will be a big spoiler if I'll say that there'll be much less romance from now on, and much more sex and violence. But before all that, let's solve a few puzzles.
Shit, it's past 6 already? Lily should be back from band practice soon. I gotta set things up for our date. That should be just about everything I need for a special evening with Lily. I really hope she likes the guitar.
Beyond the gates of our universe swirls lust god. In the face of the absolute truth, its light is the only way.
Fuck, what's wrong with me? I have to get my shit together. Everything is in place. Man, I just hope it's not too cheesy.
Victor, are you still working? You won't believe what happened to me at rehearsal. Are you crazy? Is this for me? Seriously?
Here's Lily. She plays guitar in an indie rock band, Ruby. It's worth to note that many animations in Lost from Beyond, including this one, use motion capture.
Hey, I told you we didn't need to do these kinds of things. But, wow, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Victor.
A beautiful gift for the most beautiful girl in the world.
Are you peddling antiques or compliments, mister? Oh, baby, can you go grab my pick? It's downstairs in my backpack. I'll tune this beauty up in the meantime.
Sure thing, but you gotta play me that new song from your band. I thought it would take a little more whining and dining to get you into bed tonight.
Well, maybe I'm the one getting you into bed tonight. Let's call it my gift to you.
Sex for a guitar, huh? Is that a fair trade?
Oh, shut up and get over here, you loon. We need to celebrate.
This scene is another example of how eroticism is still present in the game, just shown in a different way. And Lost from Beyond really never was about having porn visuals. Watching gameplays and reviews, we were delighted to see people change their attitude to the original version of the game as they progressed. They thought they were getting a weird porn game for a laugh, and Lost from Beyond turned out to be something else. This includes David Jaffe, creator of God of War and Twisted Metal, who streamed our game. Through a sexual encounter, Victor transitions to Lustga in a dream. This is a different, less controlled method than we've seen before in the case of Amanda, who used a portal to go between the worlds.
No, not this again. When will these fucking nightmares end?
Here we had an example of how Victor's mental health can deteriorate after seeing some disturbing and dangerous things. In Lost from Beyond, sanity is just as important as physical health. To progress further, we need to pick up 3 stones that will open the gate. But it's not just about puzzles and exploration. Lustga can be a dangerous world that demands action. Hiding, sneaking, running, and sometimes even fighting. Having a word like Lustga in a game opens up a lot of possibilities for artists to unleash their imagination. As I said before, visually the main inspirations came from Giger and Beksinski, but since I am a sound designer, let me also tell you what sonically inspired this place. It was experimental dark ambient and noise music. If I had to mention one specific artist, it would be Lustmord. Yes, funnily enough, he's called Lustmord. Walking through Lustga for me is like being inside of this niche underground album you found in some dark corner of the internet. Nearly everything is making some weird sound, sometimes all the time, sometimes you have to wait a bit. And when you explore this place, one of the cool things to do is to listen to the environment. There you go, the first enemy. Running seems like the best solution for sure. He stopped chasing Victor, and if you pay attention to the environment, for a good reason. This is one of the things you might want to find out during the game. Lustga has its own set of rules.
I feel you. I can feel you with my whole body. Your aura burns me like never before.
Victor is just past an altar of Lauvabrark. The altar would expand his abilities RPG style, so make sure not to miss that one because it might be very useful. And there are just a couple of them in the game. Victor is now back on Earth, but surprise, things get even worse. What happens now is for you to find out when you check out Lost from Beyond M Edition. I hope you'll enjoy the game and all those slimy, beautifully disgusting sounds I worked hard to put in it. Thanks for watching.
Time to begin.
I can feel him. Join us. Seeing one.
What did I get myself into?
The land of ecstasy is real, and we are its voice on Earth. You can't run away, so you should stop denying it.